get grown, you just kind of say, well, I'm sick of this. I think mostly like him. I just got fed up. If I have to go in an office again, I'll die in an office all my life. I've got to know something else. I told my sister, she said, well, what else can you do? I said, that's just it, nothing. I want to learn something else. I don't see what for. She said,
well, you get bored doing this.
I hate typing, and this is it. Oh, my gosh. And she said, well, Doc, what in the world? I said, I just don't know. I'm still seeking. You know why I was seeking? If I hadn't been born when I was, you would have today looked at bridges that I would have built. I wanted to be an engineer.
Right.
I wanted to build bridges, and I dreamed all of my life. I'd play by myself sometimes, and I could just see the bridges that I still built. But you see, then girls take manual arts. Boy, are you kidding? What do you want? My father says, oh, well, no. Typewriting, shorthand, bookkeeping, and commercial law. Oh, no, this was it for me.
So that's what you studied when you were a child?
Yeah, this is what I had. This is what I had. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I have a
typewriting.
I hated it.
Typewriting, bookkeeping, commercial law, and what else?
Yeah, typewriting, bookkeeping, and commercial law. Oh, my gosh.
Ms. Williams, I want to hear about your father's, I want to hear about many things, but the first thing I'd like to hear about is your father's early life, where he was born, and how he got here, and who his mother was, and what they did.
Now, this, Brazoria, Texas. Now, I don't remember any address, but every summer we went to Brazoria after I began growing up. He was born across the street from the courthouse. They have a new one there, Francis told me, but this was the old courthouse. Across the street was their home place. And I never have got that straight, maybe Francis knows, what his father was. But I do know, I think he was elected sheriff or something there. But he was buried there.
In Brazoria?
In Brazoria, in that courthouse square. Or either in the home place square. Francis can tell you, because Francis researched all that stuff.
Okay.
But you know, when you're a child, you don't listen to all this stuff.
I know, I just want what you remember.
Oh, I think he was 9 when they came here. I just don't remember.
You think PA was 9?
I think.
What happened to PA's father? He died?
That's what I say. Yes, he died. It's the reason they left. His mother brought he and the 2 sisters to Brazoria.
Okay.
To Austin.
What was PA's father's name? Was it also Pinckney?
No, he wasn't a Jew. Unless it didn't use King.
Well, it doesn't matter. What about your mother's name?
Just told me the other night when I talked to her. I forgot. What
was your mother's name?
My mother?
That was Rosa.
Yes.
Rosa, what was her name?
Story.
S-T-O-R-E-Y. Williams. Okay. Do you have any idea when she and your father married?
No.
Okay.
I didn't think to ask Gladys. Gladys
that's all right. I'm going to call Gladys too. I'm going to talk to each one of you, and that way I'm going to get the whole shebang.
Okay, but I was 1 year old when she died. I know that.
You were. So that means that she died in 19...
It would be 12.
1912.
Yes, because I'm born November 1913. But I was 1 year old.
Okay, then she died in 1914.
Yes,
if you were
that's
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so when Pinckney Ash Williams was about 9 years old.
I think it was. Gladys would know.
Okay.
This I don't know. That's why I don't know nothing else.
Yes, you do.
They that well known. Them and the neighbors. All I heard all my life, poor little baby don't have no mama. And you believe me, in sometimes I traded in on it.
Yes, I'm sure you did. You were clever.
But I didn't come out spoiled. No, I never wanted to be the baby, because I always felt when people said that, they felt sorry for me. So this brother, Emmett, he's that, you don't want to be the baby. I said, and so then I got, so I just, but you can be, it is. Oh, you roses. No, Emmett is the baby. I told her, I
Yes.
don't be no baby. No.
All right, so when P.A. was about 9 years old,
I think
then
it's when
his
he
mama
came,
brought him
and two sisters.
And two sisters.
Yes.
Was P.A. the oldest?
Yes. I think, yes. There's Emma and Carrie.
Joseph brought Emma, Carrie, Carrie.
Yes, it is. And that's one on that picture. That's in Carrie on the picture.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, on the family picture.
Uh-huh.
She was up visiting from Port Arthur, so.
And she brought them to Austin, right?
Yes, to Austin.
Okay. And you think that P.A. was the oldest child?
I think Gladys can tell you that, or Frances even. Frances brought to tell you that. I know that even.
Okay. Why did your mother leave Brazoria, do you know?
The death of the father.
Okay.
Yes.
And she came straight to Austin?
I think so.
And what did she do here?
You see, she was a story, so she came home to her mother.
Oh, the stories were here in Austin.
That was theirs.
I got
Yeah,
you.
my grandmother lived 1200 East 3rd. That's at Walla.
I see.
And we lived 1209 East 3rd between Walla and Adiac. We were further, we were in the same block but further down. But that's what the story is.
1200 East 3rd, which
Yes.
is actually Waller.
Yeah, 3rd at Walla.
At Waller, okay. All right, what did your mother do?
Nothing.
No, when
No,
did
I
you
know
all
nothing
come?
about
P.A. was about 9 years old, and P.A. was born in 1877, so that means that they came here in about 1878.
As I say, me, I never bothered, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I just know Gladys, and the older children knew Grandma Williams. I didn't. That's his mother.
Yes.
But I didn't. Now everyone has always said that the third sister, the build, the look, the cooking ability, and all this was like his mother.
Okay.
Yes, yes. But I never knew her. She
Those
was
things
dead
passed
before.
away.
Yes. That's Grandma Williams. That's what they called her.
So P.A. entered school here in Austin?
Yes.
Where?
Yes. Now this I don't know.
You
I
know?
mean, when he first came, this I don't know.
Okay. Do you know that? Did he go to Tillotson, or where did he go to school?
Oh, he went to Tillotson. Yes, he went to Tillotson. But now where he went, say, elementary school, I don't know.
Okay.
This I
Was
don't
Tillotson a college when he went there?
know. I'm sure it was because they had Samuel Huston and Tillotson. It was always a college, but they did have high school there. Now whether they had elementary, I don't know. They might have had that. I don't know.
They did.
I
Okay.
don't really know.
Okay. So what were his early businesses? Do you know what P.A. did?
Sure. Well, you mean when I came along?
Mm-hmm.
Real estate and insurance.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what he did before that?
Yes, he worked for Nelson Davis, a wholesale grocer. Yes.
And what did he do for Nelson Davis?
What did he call it? A drayman, whatever that is. Is that what you call it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what his other job, if he had any before then, I do not know.
Okay.
But he did work with his mother at the Fraternity house where she became a cook.
Oh, he did work with her there.
Oh, yes, yes. See, that they are the ones that had told her after they found out that it was a son, bring him out there and they would find something for him to do. So they, I'm sure he just helped in general, but mostly he waited on the tables.
Was that at the University of Texas
Yeah,
Fraternity?
University of Texas, yes.
Well, then, how did the fraternity help him? Did they employ him for a long time there at the...
Well, he stayed as long as his mother was, there, but then when he left, I couldn't say. But he kept their clothes, you know. I mean, the young men that were in the fraternity, where she cooked. Well, he kept their shoes and their clothes and all this, and then he would go to school in the mornings after serving breakfast over there, and walk over here to school. The only thing I heard him say about Tillotson, he walked from the university to Tillotson, and then after he had served breakfast, you know, and then he'd walk back, and he helped. I guess maybe he helped his mother prepare, but I don't hardly think so. But his job, setting up the dining room table, the tables, and waiting on. She's cooked and he served the food. And then, of course, I guess he did the dishes. I don't really know this, but you know, I presume that's what he did. But he helped her there.
Well, did he stick around the fraternity a long time?
This I couldn't tell you how long.
Well, they started. Didn't you tell me earlier that they might have helped him go to school or something?
Yes, I'm sure. They gave him. They bought it. They gave him clothes and all
they
that.
did.
Yes, sure.
Did they encourage him to go to school?
Oh, by all means, by all means. Yeah, school. That's all I've heard all my life. School. It's just been the last 7 years that I haven't been to school. I even went to auto mechanics and took 4 years auto mechanics.
Did you really?
I just sold 3 weeks ago my Model 8 Ford. A 1930 Model 8 Ford I've been driving since 1955. Take it apart and put it back together.
You would? You would do that yourself?
Oh, sure. I just sold it here 3 weeks ago. I brought it to give to the brother Henry called Emmett.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of got sick. But then he was going to come here and get it.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it, Mayflower brought my things, and he was coming here to get it. So then he had to build a garage, and he had to do this. Okay. So he said, oh, just leave it there. If it's not in your way, just leave it sitting there. I said, fine. Henry Ford's right there. And he died. So I tried to give it, just died a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
I tried to give it to the wife. She says, oh, no, Doc. She said, I'm going to look out that door. I'd see him at that go. Now here's, somebody sent me this in California. This was when they had a little article in there about my father. I don't even know. But they sent me one friend here in Austin sent it to me. And what did they
Was it at his death?
No, this was, they sent me this to California. See, there's about Avenue. This is the veterans. They had a program here.
This is Austin Camp Number 3 American Woodmen has annual Veterans Honoring Program. Neighbor Laura Frazier is honoree. And this mentions your dad, huh?
Yeah, and Abner and all them. See, it's the past, I don't know, a friend, somebody here sent me that, and I just stuck it in here with the rest of the things, you know.
Mrs. Williams, I'd like to get a copy of this.
Okay.
Could I?
Yeah, take it.
What I'll do is I'll copy this to you for you, and I'll copy this Shalati incident information for you, and send the original of this and the other back, okay?
He won always. He and several doctors and all. Each year, they'd see who could grow the longest of this thing. And every year he'd win the prize. That's right. Yeah, that features this because he didn't wear it ordinarily.
He could wear it.
But they'd do it for 3 months or 4 months. Uh-huh. Yes.
A long beard.
And, yeah, he'd always win the prize.
Oh, funny.
That's something.
And who had that contest?
Oh, just among themselves.
Uh-huh.
You know, the doctors and his friends. You know, like this. Oh boy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, okay.
Okay. We talked about what the fraternity did for your dad.
All right.
And that he worked there for
as a child, you see, they probably had, clothes. I'm sure they gave him the clothes. Maybe some of them were smaller stature than he, but they always, he helped.
Mm-hmm.
Always helped.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
right. So then he did go to college. Is that right?
He went to Tillotson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And graduated from Tillotson?
Well, now this I don't know. This you'll have to find out from Gladys. I don't know how far he went or everything.
Okay. Now tell me about his relationship with Nelson Davis. Did he get to? I understand that he got to sell some of the groceries himself. Is that correct?
Well,
and make a share on the profit.
He was just say in general. Nelson Davis liked him, and he was a wholesale sampler for them.
Who was your dad?
Yes, because we played. How you play grocery store. Mm-hmm. We always had little real things, but little samples. Little samples to do with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in anything that he would sample and approve of, well then Davis would order it to sell. For the like maybe try this can of sardines. If they're good, better than this, I'll just use that as an example. Because the companies then sent you samples.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you don't.
And they were little miniature.
Yeah, little miniature things.
Okay.
And if he approved it, then he'd order a case of the thing. Oh, they used to give samples even when I started.
Your dad would order, or Nelson Davis would?
Yeah,
order?
well, he would.
He counted on PA to try samples for him.
And that truck would roll down there every month and bring us groceries.
And these were the samples? All right, now, the truck you said would come every month and bring you all
groceries.
Now,
you going to tell all of that in that?
No, I don't know. I'm just...
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Well,
because,
were these samples that were coming in?
Huh?
Were these samples that were coming in?
Oh, no, we sent out groceries.
He sent out groceries to you all?
Sure. I've seen Del Monte products and everybody, Heinz and everybody else. A case of peas, case of corn, case that truck drop off from groceries. But I don't think you should, because this is all of that, I don't think you should do.
Okay.
Some of that I think you should strike.
All right. I'll strike it.
Because that has nothing, really is not you really should just concentrate on see, because that really, well, I wouldn't include that.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to include anything that you don't want me to include.
For the simple reason that what bearing would that have on his early life?
Well, what I'm trying to do is
whatsoever.
I'm trying to figure out how he got his start and what the influences were on him. And clearly Nelson Davis had some influence.
Oh, yes.
With your papa.
And yeah, you could say that, but I mean, I wouldn't put down all this other.
No, I'm not. I can't go into great detail.
No. Nelson Davis bought the lot on 3rd Street and bought the lumber and gave.
Really?
Yeah, he bought the lot. The house that Gladys, the two oldest ones, Rose and Gladys, were born in, was on 4th Street.
Uh-huh.
And that house burned, and Nelson Davis gave him that. This oldest sister was born in 1900. Now Gladys could tell you about the fire because I don't know anything. But anyway, I'm just telling you this. But I mean, you don't have to write all of that. But what I'm saying is this: when the house burned, Nelson Davis, he was working there then. Nelson Davis, so that's why I say I don't know what age he was when he went there, and what age he went to the fraternity. I have no idea. And he bought that lot on 3rd Street.
So this was to help your dad because of the fire.
And he bought the lumber. And my father and a carpenter built that house. Yes, they built that house.
Do you have a different picture of that house besides the picture that you showed me? That picture that you showed me just showed just a little bit of the house. Do you have a picture that shows the entire
The
house?
full house.
Or the front of it?
I don't
By
know.
any
Seemed
chance?
like I gave that one that I had. I think I gave it to him.
Okay.
I'm going to look here, but I don't think so. I think I gave that to him.
So, they got the house built, and your dad went into real estate and business for the American Woodmen.
Yes, now you know one thing he often told that did kind of ring a bell. He said he talked to us. We ate by this. We ate by advice and all this kind of stuff. This was and I laugh. I told Francis one time. I said, Papa always talked to us at the table. And no wonder he insisted we chew the food 40 times so he could talk to us. Each mouthful. Oh my God! But this is all you know.
Yes.
See? So you chew. You learn to chew from little children. Chew. But now you see, this things like this that I'm saying, I wouldn't want that in me. You know, I mean, this is just what you're interested really, that says the children would be interested in.
That's right.
Would be, they would be interested in that. Look at it.
Who's that?
Biggest Business College, April 33rd.
For you?
Yeah.
That's your diploma.
Yeah.
So you went to business college?
Shorthand, bookkeeping, and commercial law.
No. What business college is it? Biggers? Was that here in Austin?
Yeah.
I'll be darned. Who was it run by? Somebody.
That was his name.
C.A. Biggers?
Biggers.
Well,
now
why?
you don't need that. You're not writing my life story, remember?
I know. But why did you go into
Why?
business? Because you're your dad?
My entire family did. That's what we all did.
Why?
Why? Because he insisted on business education.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. Nothing less than business. All of us.
Well, why was he interested in your going into business education rather than teaching?
Oh, no.
Or
They did enough.
he didn't want. He wasn't
no
interested.
Teachers. I'll just put it like that. No teachers. Period.
Okay. Didn't want any teachers. Okay.
Well, now you look here. Now you don't see. You're writing the family history. I thought you wanted P.A. Williams. You know, but
Well, I do want P.A. Williams.
yeah, but all right. So leave some of it there. I don't think you should write. Who is to edit this thing when you finish? When you get your part together?
Well, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a little short profile of him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn these profiles on these different people into the person for whom I'm doing this work,
Mm-hmm.
who is the individual who called Frances.
Yeah.
And then she is going to select the individuals who will be profiled in the exhibit and the information that will be used in the exhibit, as well as the artifacts like these things that you're showing me. The artifacts will come from the families and the information will come from me.
Well, in other words, you want somebody. But you want somebody to tell you something about my father.
Yes.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
I want you to tell me about your father.
And you don't want to hear nothing from nobody else, because I can give you 2, 3 right in Austin now.
Oh, yes, I would like to talk to other people in Austin.
Wait a minute. Let me get this thing. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, there's several living.
Good. Who worked with him or something?
No, just now, leave me out.
Okay.
But she'll wonder, well, how did you know? Well, we did a research and found out.
Okay.
I mean, don't tell her.
I won't.
Yeah, not that it would matter. She wouldn't care. But don't tell her. Her mother still lives. This one. Mrs. Emma Woodward. Woodward. And she's affectionately known. She's a teacher. She's affectionately known all over Austin as Pokey. P-O-K-I. Now that's 1196 and 1/2 San Bernard.
Her name has been given to me by someone else.
Oh, yes.
I've tried to reach
Her
her.
mother still lives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her mother is the one that could tell you. Dear friends, she and my father and Reverend Haynes, all of these people, just dear friends of his.
Is her mother still alert?
Oh, Lord, she remembers better than both of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a telephone?
472
Mm-hmm.
1431.
Okay. Ms. Williams, do you have a telephone number for Gladys Douglas in Chicago?
Yes. And if it's possible, could you call? Oh, well, she goes to bed about 9:30, 10. I can imagine. My
I'll call
sister
her.
is 3, you see. Oh, Gladys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
call her early. I won't call her.
All right. Right now she doesn't like to live by herself here. The last since she came here was going to stay with me, and she said she couldn't be bothered with Austin with the birds. So she's staying with a friend of ours, and her name, well, you just want Gladys, could just ask for Gladys, and she'll put on the phone. Oh, that's 312, of course, 1312.
Mm-hmm.
684
Okay.
4745.
Okay. And do you have some other suggestions besides Pokey Woodward to talk to?
Wait a minute, I'm going to give you her mother's name.
Pokey's?
Ms. Alice Foster.
Okay. Good. I'd really like to talk to her
Yes.
if she feels well enough.
What
Do you have an
you
idea?
mean she feels well enough?
How
Yeah,
old
she
is
feels
she?
well and I am.
How old is she about?
I don't know, but this Emma went to school with my sister Gladys, so, but she's not as old as my sister. Pokey must be, I guess maybe Pokey 75.
Okay, so her mama might be in her 90s.
Nine, she is. Oh, Lord, honey, but child, what you tell me? She's more alert than I am. Can tell you dates and time. Yeah, and most of them call him Mr. Pinkman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you just tell them you came across and you researched this. You don't have to mention me.
I won't mention you. I
Yes,
tell
I
you, Pokey's name, Mrs. Woodward's name has been given to me by several other people, and
That
she's on
Pokey-
my list.
That Pokey is something else.
Is
I
she?
tell you, oh yes, a lovely person. But all my life I've known them, you know.
Mhm.
Let me see. She works for the radio station.
Marie Gilbert.
Marie Gilbert.
I have an appointment with her on Tuesday.
Okay, ask her about P. Weeks.
Okay.
Gladys and she were dear friends.
Okay.
My sister Gladys.
Okay, I will.
Marie Gilbert.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me see. You would know how to phrase it to her. Just tell her, you're researching on him, and what this, or anything. But she and Gladys were very good friends.
Okay.
Let me see. Where is the telephone? I don't know where nothing is. I don't stay in the house long, and if I live outdoors, trying to get that yard together. But I've just about come to the conclusion that Austin is Austin, and it's not California. This is the most terrible soil I think I've known. My father kept a pit dug in the yard, and all the tin cans and all the vegetable peelings and everything went in there to do something with the soil. So I made my own compost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to.
Oh, mercy. I bought this house, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
The yard was full of debris. 3 days the man with the bulldozer come.
Good
Every
night.
tree, everything you see on this lot, except that pecan tree and those hackberry trees. Everything else I've worked with. Oh, I go out there this year and something else. So I'm tired now. And I'm just about decided. Well, this will be now. My brother tried to tell me that already. No. I got something beautiful. Just tired. Tired of this.
Miss Williams, I have a spoon collection.
Oh, don't tell me nothing, honey. And that's the first time they've ever looked like that. I do them because it don't take me but 10 minutes, usually in the mornings when I'm drinking my coffee. Then I get up and do my spoons, I tell you, for 2 weeks straight. Every day I've been in there. Every day.
Oh,
And those are old. Those are old. I have 2 up there my father started the collection of.
Oh, really?
So, yes. Old.
So he started
And
the collection for you?
No, he gave me the spoons.
Oh.
Anything to settle me down. I was kind of nervous. Like, this is one of his boys. that he used at Nelson Davis. And I had another one, a pretty one. This is one of the boys.
Oh, that's
every
nice.
time you saw him with that pencil behind here and yeah. But he used them in the office also. Now let me see. I'm gonna see if I can find. Oh my gosh. Let me see what it's creepy.
Well, did your father remain the clerk of the American Woodman until he died?
Yes, I think a few weeks before. A few months before, because that's when Hurd took over.
What was the cause of his death? Did I ask you that? Did you tell me?
No, I didn't. I think it was just a combination of things. All my life, the reason we were always eating like we. He had high blood pressure, and all of my life. Well, the salt shakers was just as minor on the table, but we never used them. Now, the vegetables, cook just a few minutes, and then just a little butter on them, that's all. You know, I mean, and we didn't eat pork.
He ate very carefully, yeah.
Oh, yes, he stayed religiously on his diet. And he was going to see anybody, he'd tell, be sure and get my whole wheat bread, and whatever else. He'd send his diet list along with the itinerary, you know. But anyway, I'm trying to think of this one. But,
do you know what fire insurance company he sold insurance for, or did he sell for a fire insurance company?
now, if he did, that was before my time.
Okay.
This was a fraternal organization. He was with the American Woodmen. He was secretary for the Elks, the Masons, and the Odd Fellows.
He was secretary for all of those?
Yeah, sure. A treasurer or something, you know. I mean, all of this came through his office. Yeah.
Well, I understand it was pretty important to be an officer in those lodges.
Yes, it was. They were the thing.
They were the thing.
Yeah, they were the thing.
So it gave you social prestige?
Oh my gosh, don't mention. You had to live a certain way. You had to do a certain. I guess I don't know. This is just the way he raised us. You know. But
so
I think,
was he a strict disciplinarian?
Oh yes. His word was law. I don't know whether Francis told her or not, but let me tell you something. He didn't do it. You know what my older sister said? Yes, by the time you came along, see, Papa already was getting older, and you did everything you wanted to do, and never. Etiquette. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was high on etiquette, huh?
What you mean, Emily Post? We live by. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Didn't do nothing. Let you look at Emily Post.
Did he read to you all a lot?
Oh. And we read. He saw to it that we read. I've known the Crisis magazine all of my life.
The what magazine?
The Crisis.
Crisis.
I used to yes, that's a magazine. It's still in existence today. The Crisis. And I mean, you didn't just say I read it. He questioned you.
Really?
And we had the Houston Informer, which was his friend, Mr. Wesley. He got the Houston Informer every week. And as I say, Mr. Dungy from Oklahoma was the Black Dispatch. He saw to it that we read. You not only read, and this, wait a minute, it used to be the Austin American Statesman, I think, wasn't it? Yes.
Well, it was the Statesman and the American, and then they merged.
Yes. But it used to be Austin American, I think. I'm not certain. But, honey, we read that daily paper. Yes.
And he would question you? He would question you about it?
For sure.
Who was
He had lessons every day.
From your father?
Oh, yes.
What kind of lessons?
Not only what you went over at school, because we brought homework home. He went to see, he saw that you did this. This is what, oh my gosh, yes. You just didn't, if P.A. Williams said something, that was law. Incidentally, that's what I have sat in the office of anything. See, my when you go to, start going, you are to answer his correspondence. Because people that had moved to Denver and they'd moved to Colorado, and they'd moved to California, they would leave their property in his care. And they always loved to get a letter from him. Because they always said about their family that was here in Austin, he gave more news about their family than the family wrote them. Yes, because and you'd be sitting there, you got to type there.
Did he always type his letters?
Oh, yes.
Or did he have His girls typed his letters.
No, we did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he did some, but we did.
But when you were living away and he would write to you, would he type?
Oh, yes, always.
Send you typewritten
Did you
letters?
look in that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is what I started to say. I asked him, a grocerman asked me, Dorothy, why don't you come to work at? Work in a grocery store? I said, I've never been in a grocery store in my life. He said, Dorothy, I will teach you everything about the grocery. When you finish here, you'd be able to work at Ralph's, run the Ralph stores or Safely, any stores. Because I'll teach you from the floor up. I thought about my father. I said, I think this is where he got his start. It's like talking into doing this.
Yeah.
And I said, well, Sam, what would I lived about 3 blocks from there? Every day I'd go get my milk. I just like to train. Sure enough, I was gonna work for, and I said, oh, keep him from wearing me out in about 2 weeks. Stayed at that store 23 years.
Was that in California?
Oh yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Did you end up managing the store?
Oh yes. I went to 12 Robbers. Yeah.
My goodness.
And I looked up a gun in my face. I'm trying. Let me look this up here, Mr. Creighton. Now, Mr. Creighton, if I can find his number, and if not, I'll drive with. Oh. Put it in Plato, Plato, Creighton, Crayton,
Okay.
1906, Washington Avenue.
Okay.
Now that's over by Tillotson.
Okay.
It begins at Chicago.
Okay.
Over in that direction, that's where it is, but it's down from there. But now he is the one that always tells me, you want the phone number?
Please.
Yes, okay. Yeah, maybe you could just call him, but he's one of the elder ones and he's still living. 472-5285.
Okay. And what is his relationship with your father?
All right, now, he's the one always telling me, if it wasn't for your daddy, I wouldn't have my house now. Your daddy made me buy this house. He tried to, everybody in Austin would have what if they listened to him, buy a home, put your name on a piece of property and you'll never be broke. This was his teachings. We ate real estate and insurance for breakfast, dinner, and supper. So he always tells me about my father. So I said, oh Lord, there's Mr. Creighton and Doris here, because don't tell me the same thing over and over.
I don't want to hear him.
I used to go next door to the Collins. The Collins lived next door. And you see, put here by his name, you say, one of the Collins, the Collins live, the Collins, the one the Collins live next to you,
Okay.
But see, they may not trust you.
Yeah.
They may not trust you to give you information. You say, they still live over there by the Collins,
Okay.
Now, the Collins and Pilot Knob, but the older two, the mother and father of,
Alice Jean.
yes, let's see.
I've already talked to Alice Jean Lenoir, and I have another appointment with her this week.
What's their name?
Her name, her mother was a Collins. It was Laura Collins. Her name is Alice Jean Lenoir, and she's from California.
But Talford is down in the sheriff's department. Those are the Collins. Now these are the Pilot Knob Collins.
So is she.
Yes.
What is Talford? Are you recommending Talford as a good
No.
resource?
See, this Talford is along with, I imagine, along with my sister. But he's not as old as Gladys. He's between one of the sisters, But his mother died since I've been here. They're the ones that could have told me something. But see, so I don't know. We don't need to bother. They're still very good friends of mine. But let's see.
Well, how do you think your dad got his interest in business?
Now this I don't know. I just don't know. I really don't know where that came from.
Well, he certainly had facility in business. And he recognized that and he capitalized on that.
Now, I don't mean the inspiration. I just don't know when it came.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you something. What did you find out about somewhere? My oldest sister. See, as I say, history, family history.
What was Buna's last name?
What was what?
Buna's last name.
Johnson.
And was she an Austin woman?
No, Lockhart.
Okay.
The darn pipeline's supposed to go through Paul Johnson's property.
Really?
Yeah, Paul Johnson's supposed. I say, Francis, what you gonna do about Paul Johnson? He said, look, you know what I'm gonna tell him? You take 6 acres out and you do anything you want with that, because I ain't selling him 6 acres. That's right. Because Vernon has 2 children. No, don't sell it. Heck with him. You better go around it or something that the others can sell out if they want. Don't sell it. That's Paul Johnson said. Yeah, Lockhart. That's me. And she was domestic science teacher at Keelan.
Oh, she was.
Oh yes, she is. Oh yeah, yes. She was from San Houston.
Mm-hmm.
San Houston. Cooking. And her preserves and her cakes and all this used to win the prize and all the county fairs.
Really?
You know, I mean,
Did she predecease him, or did she live longer than he did?
she lived longer. Let's see.
So PA had you all reading the Houston Informer.
We read everything. It's just so long as it was reading, and you know what he said? Emmett. Look at the date. The paper's old. I'm going to tell Papa. Papa even said the paper's old. It is new as today's paper. If you haven't read it, read.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. Well, no,
Now,
no,
who was the publisher of the Houston Informer?
Who was the publisher? Carter Wesley.
And that was a friend of
Carter
your
G.
father.
Wesley. Oh, yeah. Carter G. Wesley. They still
Was your
have
dad-
the Houston Informer.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
The Houston Informer is still being published?
Oh, I think so.
Was your father friends with Givens? Everett Givens?
Oh, no, yeah. Givens, Yearwood, Dr. Hammond,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hill, Dr. Christian, Dr. DeLashquash, Rambo with the funeral home,
Right.
Tears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, they were all friends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All personal friends, you know.
I'm also interested in Everett Givens. Do you happen to know any political activities or any?
No, all this
anything?
happened. He was only a dentist when I was here.
Oh.
All the anything else that happened to him after I left here, but he was only a dentist in the 400 block on 6th. And upstairs with him was Dr. When I knew, let's see, Dr. Givens,
You left when you were 16, is that
Dr.
right?
Yearwood. Well, I was a little better than 16, a little more than 16, but along in there. Let's see, Givens, Dr. Yearwood. The Lashwa's drugstore was still downstairs, I think. As I grew up, I knew it was. But Dr. Givens, Dr. Yearwood, and Dr. Hammond, I think, was down in that building. Yes. Because where my father is, he was 424, but I just remember the name. I wasn't going to the office, and I went 316 and a half, B6.
Did you ever? When did you start going down to the office to help your dad in the work?
In high school.
When you were in high
But
school?
I went, I went when I was in, say, junior high school age, because I went to Anderson High in the 7th grade. They didn't have a junior high school either.
So, about how old were you then when you started helping?
I don't even remember. Only thing I know is I always went to the office. Now there's another picture of the front, but I the whole house, I don't know. I must have given it to Emmett. Emmett did amateur photography, and I gave it to him, but he never did return it. I'd be willing to bet.
What did you do when you went to the office? work?
Yeah, he'd always find something, mostly count his money. Yeah, he had always kept change in the cigar box, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so he stacked the quarters and dollars. And then next comes the next cookie, puts the pennies and all this, you know. He didn't deal in pennies too much. But anyway, that, you know, maybe the sisters were working there and they'd let me, ask Papa if I can go to the office with you tomorrow. So they take me down. You know.
But do you think that he was trying to introduce you to business?
I guess so. I guess so. But we knew how to come. So, yeah,
so he encouraged his children to come down and learn.
Oh, yeah, sure. Everybody on 6th Street knew us. Not that he'd let us go down there once in a while. I'd say, may I go down the steps and look up and down? Well, there's a barber shop downstairs under Dr. Christian, Dr. Hill, and himself. And let's see who else was there. The Woodman of the World with Mrs. Moore, Mr. Shackles.
Mrs. Moore, was that Annie Moore?
Yeah, I think I forgot. No, I know she had a daughter named Annie Mae. And she was with I think it was the Woodman of the World. That was in room number 4. But on the 3rd floor there, I think it was Mr. Shackles that had Atlanta Life. Yes, the Atlanta Life Insurance. But I knew it was on the 3rd floor. Once in a while he'd say, well, no, see, a lot of men stood around the barbershop and he wouldn't let you get too stiff.
What barbershop was that?
That was downstairs at 316 and 316 and 6. There was a barbershop down under there. And then he'd say, well, no, you better stay up here. So,
well, what was E6 like at that time, Miss Williams? Was it real exciting for you to go down there? What did you see down there?
Well, you know, just watch the cars go by, if nothing else. No.
Well, was it the business community for the blacks in Austin?
Oh, yes.
It was the main street.
You see, because there was Mr. Lyons' grocery store there in the 400 block.
500.
And, yeah, wait a minute. Is that 4 or 5?
It's not 4. It's either 5 or 3. I never can remember.
Wait a minute. 3 is where I remember.
Which 2 blocks do you think were the business blocks? 400 and what else?
From Red River to the 300 block.
Okay.
From Red River up. Because Mr. Lyons' store was right there.
Right.
Yes. Sure,
Okay.
all the way up. And the first time he took me to the bank, I must have been 12 years old when he took me to the bank. See, the American Bank was on, American National Bank was right there on the corner of 6th and Congress. And that's where he banked. And I think I was 12, about that. And he took me to the bank, introduced me to the president of the bank and all this, and told him that sometimes he would let me bring the money. Oh, I thought I was messing.
Did you ever take the money?
Yeah, sure. What you mean? I always took it up there. Yeah. All I had to do was go to the corner, go by the Driscoll Hotel, and then the next is bank. I didn't have but 2 streets to cross. You know, around the corner from the I guess it was in the 300 block, because around the corner was Mosby and Lott's lumberyard. Now, did you talk to them?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, did you know them? I mean, knew them?
Yes, I did know they were there, and I'm only concentrating on the 400 block. So.
Oh, I see. Because this was around, what is that? Oasis or something? What is that?
Well, Natchez and Trinity are the 2 blocks that you're in.
Yes. Oh, I see. You're staying on 6th Street, in other words.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Now, Mosby could tell you. Oh my gosh, they could tell you. He could, not her. She's not a lady boss.
About how old is he?
All of those are my father's dear friends, Mosby and the Lotts. You know.
Are Lot descendants here?
Oh, are they what?
Are there Lot descendants here?
Oh yeah, they were. I imagine. I don't know. I haven't found that in. I haven't tried to find that anything since I've been here. I came home to rest.
What is Mr. Mosby's name?
Oh, James.
James Mosby?
Yeah. That's 1132 Chicon. 472 0714.
Okay.
James E. Mosby.
Okay, thanks. Now, in what capacity did he know your dad?
Well, he grew up just like I did around there. You know, his father had him at the lumberyard. You know, he learned lumber. That's why he got real estate all lost in that. Yeah.
Well, what special events? Did you see any special events on East 6th Street on the 400 block? Did you see any parades?
Do I oh, the circus didn't come. The circus came kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
No parades that I know of. Not in on 6, no, not that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you one thing, when you got to, when you left, say, Dr. Gibbons, that was Tears. Tears was across the river. You this side, and we this side of the river.
Mm-hmm. Tears was in the 500 block.
Yes. Most of the black businesses, say in the 4 and the 300 block, were on the north side of the street.
Where's that?
Don't ask me. But they certainly was, because there was Hugh Warmer's restaurant, and Mr. Tasby, they had a restaurant, I think, along in there. There was a cab stand. I've even forgotten their names.
A cab stand?
Yeah, they'd 10 cents for a cab, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The cab stood out there. But most of the businesses were on the north side of the
Mm-hmm.
street. Now that I think about it, certainly
Mm-hmm.
was. On the north side. Let me see who was across. I don't remember anybody on the south side.
Now this cab stand, that's where the taxis gathered for people to wave them down and get a ride. Is that right?
Yes. You know, just like this.
So it was just a central meeting place.
Yes. And the, let me see, who else?
This would have been in the 30s, though. Is that right? No? 20s? When did you leave here? The cab stand implies cars, but the cars didn't come into Austin until...
Yes, well, you see, we had a Model 8 Ford. T-model Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What year was that?
I don't know, but I know one thing. We were the only ones that had one right then, because he got one the minute they came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was
it must have been, because I know he had 2, but he drove up there for a week. He was fixing the 3rd Street was high, the curve. He fixed those blocks for you to drive up on. And the garage,
Yeah, he did.
you know, yes. Oh, yeah, he did. And then he brought this car. And we were all, it was new, so that's $500. Here he comes, Jeb, we standing outside, me and the brothers, waiting for him. This was before Francis and before he had married. And here, I'm sure it was.
Before
Must have been.
Vienna. He had
Yes.
married.
Now he had one, another one, but one, he went to sleep at the wheel coming from Liberty Hill. He'd been up to the ranch to get the milk, butter, and eggs, see, in the ranch in Liberty Hill.
At y'all's ranch in Liberty.
Yes, I know, yes. Now there's where you should go. There's a Mrs. Mason waiting. What? And she keeps telling her nephew here, when are you going to bring Pinkney's daughter up here? She's still living up there. She's almost 100 years old. I want to see Pinkney's daughter. And he told me the other day, Williams, when you going to ride up there with? I said, I'll go one day. But you see, I'm not telling you no story. I'm inclined to be the quiet, retiring type. I came to Austin, Texas to rest. But you see, those that are from Austin, and they say, that'll be the day. How are you going to Austin and nobody's going to know anything? Nobody's going to be done. Like throwing a rabbit in the briar patch. I'm telling you, I was at perfect peace for a year, and now I've been on the go since.
People are bugging you.
Well, not just now, ever since. Oh, I know you. I said, oh Lord, here we go. So that's why I stay out there in that yard. See, nobody don't know me.
Well, tell me more about what you saw on 6th Street.
Now, 6th
Did your
Street.
father let you walk around freely on 6th Street?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Why not?
We didn't walk freely no place, period. We didn't walk freely on 3rd Street. No. I tell you, sheltered life. You know. I didn't walk freely no place. Across the street on to my grandmother's, and that's all.
Well, why was your father sheltering you?
This is what I want to know. That's why he never did that to some of the older ones.
He did not?
I don't think. They didn't go. They didn't do a lot of going like some of the girls did, you know. But I don't know. All my life, he kept up with me. Yeah, I don't know. And I know one thing. You live to be 6 years old. That was one of your goals from the time you could remember.
Yes.
And that was, that's when he showed you how to clean the Winchester and clean the double barrel shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't shoot. Then, after learning all this, you did this for a year. Then, that's when we go to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get 7, he did the cooking up there. Oh, this was his joy to cook up there direct. He'd send us out. I just often wondered and laughed since I've been grown. I just wonder if he followed me in even now, but I guess not. He trusted us. We'd go out there and whatever we'd shoot, bring it back. Sometimes one little baby boy, he cooked it for breakfast.
Really? Oh, that's cute.
Yes, but he had for a year he'd schooled us out. Never.
So he taught you how to shoot.
Oh yes, all those.
So the first thing you got to do was to learn to clean the Winchester. So you had to go through this training of 1 year.
Yes. And he was a marksman. He was a marksman, and shot left-handed. Now the only time we ever were out allowed to be away from school when school was going on, he loved to go deer hunting. And when the season opened, he'd take us out, you'd go out for a week to go deer hunting. And we went to Menard, Texas. Do you know where that is?
No.
I said that to a friend of mine when I first came here. She says, "Oh, you got to California, you got proper. It's Mainer." I said, "It's Mainer to you. But I have you understand, you get the map. There's a Mainer, Texas, and there's a Menard, Texas."
That's right.
We slept out in the snow. Now, he had a tent. And he heat bricks. We never were frostbitten. Heat bricks. And that kept us from, we'd sleep in that tent out in the snow. We never were frostbitten. He'd get his bucket and away we'd go in the back door.